Hello and welcome to this video. I wanted to make this video to talk to you about coffee. I know a lot of people like coffee. Bulletproof coffee was trending. I know I used to get a lot of questions. Is coffee good for you? Is it bad for you? What's the deal with coffee? So I'm going to make this video to clear up some confusion. Coffee has been shown to boost mood, and that's because it has caffeine in it. Anything that has caffeine in it is a stimulant, and stimulants, stimulate. They make you feel energized, but, what goes up must come down. So when you stimulate, you spike your adrenals. Your adrenals are also tethered to cortisol, so that's why you feel that buzzy energy, but that's also why people come crashing back down. That is also happening because people put things in their coffee that contribute to other hormone fluctuations. Creamers, for example, sweeteners. So if your coffee creamer is made with dairy, dairy has lactose. Lactose is milk sugar. So that's sugar. And if you're doing plant-based dairy alternatives, awesome. But those things oftentimes have sugars in them, whether they're natural sugars or not. All sugar causes spikes in blood sugar levels. So now you have your adrenals and your blood sugar spiking and crashing, and that's why a lot of people hit their wall in the afternoon. It's also why a lot of people feel tired during the day and wide awake at night, because they are consuming coffee that is having a negative impact on their hormones, or they're putting things in their coffee that has a negative impact on their hormones. So with regards to fat loss, sugar is one of the worst things you can put in your body. It's extremely inflammatory. Coffee on its own is acidic, and that's quality coffee. But most people are drinking commercially grown coffee, okay? So if you're hitting a drive-through, okay, that's commercial, okay? If your stuff is coming from your grocery store from a nationally recognized brand name, something that has a commercial, okay, that's commercially raised coffee. And those types of companies produce coffee in bulk. So when that happens, there's a lot of processing and things that are done to prevent wasting of product. And with regards to coffee beans are grown in hot, humid climates, and they are lumped in piles once they come off the tree. And they're in these hot, muggy, humid piles, and they're very susceptible to mold growth. So coffee is very high in mold. So if you're allergic to mold, you go into an old building and you feel sniffly, sneezy, watery eyes. Mold is a mycotoxin. It can affect your cognition, your thoughts, your mood in a negative way. It can be linked to contributing to Alzheimer's, dementia, and mood swings, as well as unstable personality and disassociation of personality. And that's not cool, especially if you're trying to lose weight or be healthy physically or mentally, because if your motivation and mood's being affected, that's going to affect your cravings for food. That can also contribute to cravings for things to feel better, because when you're down, you want to get up. Now, another thing to be aware of, that in addition to mold, they spray coffee beans with petrochemicals to kill not only the mold and the fungus that can grow in the hot, humid environment, but also to kill bugs. And you may be having an adverse reaction to the chemicals that are being used to preserve and also to, protect the coffee beans. It's really, really common. So if you get bloated, if you feel off, if you feel icky, if your joints ache after you have coffee, you could be having an adverse reaction to the chemicals that they spray on it. Another common reaction that I see to coffee is that people are just poor metabolizers of caffeine. So if you're the type of person you drink caffeine and you jitter, if you're the type of person that you have a cup of coffee and you still feel tired but you feel wired, if you're the type of person that you feel like you crash crazy hard in the afternoon, or if you're the type of person that's tired all day but wide awake at night, those are all gigantic signs that you're a poor metabolizer of caffeine. They can also be indicative that you're experiencing some sensitivity to mold or the chemicals as well. And everybody reacts to different things in different ways, and you can react to things in dozens of different ways because your body's literally like a chemistry lab. You can have autoimmune reactions, inflammatory reactions, allergic reactions, hormonal reactions, etc., etc. Just so happens that coffee causes a lot of reactions. The more you react, the more you're spiking hormones, not just your adrenals and your blood sugar levels. When you're having other reactions, autoimmune, allergic, inflammatory, you're involving other things within your body that cause more spikes, that cause more crashes. So the more reactive you are to coffee, the number one sign that I see that proves that people are having adverse reactions to coffee is that they do not want to give it up. Like if me saying give up coffee makes you want to punch me in the face, I'm talking to you. Because I want to punch people in the face when they suggest that to me too, and I know better. But I also have a brain injury that makes me struggle with impulse control and mood. And for me, I've always in the past have used coffee to get up. And I remember back before I knew anything about nutrition, I had, depression, anxiety. I had that my whole life because of my brain injury. And I can remember being like 22 years old, drinking like 5 pots of coffee a day, pots, all by myself. And I always just felt corpse tired. It was very frustrating. I'm like, even the stuff that's supposed to work doesn't work. And I had no idea how I was burning out my adrenals, how my adrenals were tethered to cortisol, how cortisol makes fat stubborn. So it all kind of works together in a way to sabotage you physically, mentally, emotionally, and with your weight loss and wellness goals, which is why I felt compelled to make this video. It's really hard to do what you got to do to get fit when you're feeling tired. So a lot of people reach for things like coffee or even pre-workouts. And pre-workouts, by the way, in my opinion, professional and personal, are worse than coffee because a lot of those things are synthesized. They're man-made. A lot of pre-workout powders that I've taken in the past have artificial colors, artificial flavors, and I'm not even supposed to take that stuff. And I know back in my early 20s, I would take that stuff. Back when I was just a sports nutritionist and a personal trainer, and I didn't know, and I was just taking advice from people that I was working with at the time, long before the holistic and health came into my, repertoire and my skill set. But it would make my heart race, and that triggers me because I had heart surgery before. But it would also make me feel crack crazy, like, It just so happens, I would say 99% of the people that I work with use coffee or stimulant because they're always feeling low. And that's a problem because if you want to feel natural energy, you cannot burn out your adrenals. And the more you burn out your adrenals, the more your body is used to having something that stimulates your adrenals, the less likely it is that it's going to make natural energy because your body's like, well, she's getting it from another place, so we don't have to do it anymore. Your body's like, let's check that off the list, do something else, if that makes sense. So when you are giving your body something that it naturally produces and you're getting it, your body stops producing it. So when you cut them off the coffee, a lot of people feel, that's part of the reason why I developed my reset cleanse. And I know a lot of people are curious about it. Yeah, you can lose up to 10 pounds in a week, but a lot of people do my reset cleanse just because they know they're in the habit of eating unhealthy things and they want a break from that. And they also want to feel better, that, they want to improve their health. They want to get on the right track, not necessarily fat loss, but so many people come through my reset cleanse and I'm like, oh my God, Christina, I have more energy than I've had in a decade. I feel like a teenager and I'm not drinking coffee, because that's one of the things I ask you to avoid because it is so disruptive to natural metabolic functions. And if you want your metabolism and body to function normally so you can get happy, healthy, and fit, you can't have your hormones and other things spiking, and also you cannot be consuming things that make it harder for your body to utilize, absorb, distribute, and then eliminate nutrients. And when you're having coffee or pre-workouts or things that are overly toxic, those toxins absorbed into your cells and systems, and your body's like, we're not supposed to have this. This is a man-made artificial thing. It starts to gunk up your cells and systems, and that makes it harder for you to absorb nutrients. So if you're reacting to things like coffee, and you try to go on a diet and you're doing it, you're not going to get the most benefit from the food because you can't utilize the nutrients. So it's not just what you're eating, it's what you're absorbing. That's part of the reason why I developed my reset cleanse. I'm also, just so happens, going through my reset cleanse at the moment, and I do that from time to time just to reset myself, to kind of do a little spring cleaning on my metabolism. I sent out an email and invited people to do it with me, and I've had no less than 3 dozen emails from people that are like, oh my God, my energy, oh my God, my energy, oh my God, I didn't even have coffee, I can't believe this is amazing. And I know they're going to be coming off the reset cleanse, and 90% of them are probably, I'd probably say 95% of them are going to pop back into the coffee. And that's why I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make this because it's helpful to swap something into the place of coffee. So if you go from the Reset Cleanse into the Total Transformation Program, which is designed to give your body a full metabolism makeover and also get you to drop weight, when people transition from the Reset Cleanse into the Total Transformation Program, one of the things they want to reintroduce, because you get a lot more options, is coffee. And it just so happens that I recommend using teas, you use matcha and things like that. But I know a lot of people struggle with that because they're just not a tea person, or because they are looking for something that gets them more up. And teas don't have as much caffeine and stimulant and reaction as coffee, and that's also because coffee's full of toxins, more chemical exposure. It also has the mold and the acidity and other things happening within it that causes it to be more reactive. The more you react, the more you crave something. Tea doesn't really have as many compared to the coffee. Swapping something in place of coffee is good to transition, because when you go without, it can feel so restrictive. Like going from coffee to water can feel like hell, if that makes sense. But going from coffee to tea doesn't spike you as much. It spikes sometimes in healthy ways, sometimes not, depending on what tea, what brand, and what reactions you have to it are. But I wanted to make this video to communicate with that to you, but also to make you aware that I just found a coffee alternative that also has nootropic properties in it. And nootropics help your cognition, your clarity, your mental focus, and your energy levels and your cognition. A lot of people I know and have worked with take Adderall and other nootropics to make themselves feel like they're balanced and that they can actually focus. I work with a lot of clients that have ADHD, and also, clients that have admitted to me that they've used Adderall in the past to help them lose weight. I did in college, so this is a judgment-free zone, but those things aren't necessarily healthy, but it's like, it works. And Adderall works because it's a nootropic. Well, it just so happens I found a coffee that has nootropic properties in it, and I can't take that stuff because I've had heart surgery, because I have a brain injury. I gotta be really careful with substances, and I swear to God, I took this one time, and I took it on the reset cleanse, and I was looking at the nutrition label, like, it's not reset friendly. You're supposed to avoid things that have negative impact on your chemistry. And I'm looking at the ingredient list on this stuff, and I'm like, what's the catch? Because it was reset friendly. So I took it, and I swear to God, for the first time in my life, I felt like I didn't have a brain injury. My mood felt like it improved within 5 minutes of taking it. I felt awake. I felt at peace. I felt empowered. I felt like I could take on my day and not be crack crazy. I didn't feel like, I feel good. I feel up. And I've been taking it for 3 days now, and I have not crashed. It has not had a negative impact on my sleep, my thoughts, my mood. Usually, I burst into tears when I have coffee, too much coffee. Not only does it help give you energy that's clean without a crash, not only does it help improve mood, focus, clarity, mental cognition, but it also helps to regulate hunger. And I'm like, oh my God, because I've never seen anything like this. It stops cravings. It stops hunger. But you still feel natural hunger. You still feel, okay, like it's time for breakfast, lunch, dinner. But it's not like those cravings that come up when you're emotionally stressed out. For example, you hit that wall at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You want to reach for coffee or something to get back up. There's no crash with this. And there's no cravings with this. I've never seen anything like it, which is why I wanted to make this video. If you're doing the reset cleanse with me and you feel reactive to coffee, or you feel after drinking coffee like you're tired, wired, jittery, like I mentioned before. But if you are wanting to try something to take a break from coffee, if you are allergic to mold, I 100% would recommend this. And if you struggle with anxiety or depression, this is for you, because sleep is the #1 way to metabolize stress hormones. So if you're taking coffee that's like spiking your hormones, and then you can't sleep at night, you're never fully metabolizing those stress hormones, so you just get stuck and stuck and stuck. And this is also why people start to see a rapid decline in energy levels, mood, cognition, and motivation. And that's not ideal if you're trying to get happy, healthy, or fit. If you can relate to what I've been saying, if you think that you're sensitive to coffee, if you think you're not a good metabolizer of coffee, this may be for you. And you can also get free samples of this. You just have to pay for shipping to try it out before you invest in it too. So if you're interested in learning more, I'm going to link to the product below. There are other products on this website. The only thing I'm talking about is the coffee. And you can get individual packets or whatever if you want to. You get a tub of it. Just so you know, I did the tub. I'm just like jaw on the floor, like I can't believe this is real. And I've been talking to other people who brought this product to my attention, and I'm like, you don't understand. You know, they're like, what do you think about this nutritionally? Why don't you try it? And I'm like, oh my God, no, you don't understand. I don't feel like I have a brain injury anymore. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I tried everything. So I can't recommend it enough. So if you need some help, you want an edge, you want a magic pill, like this is the closest thing I've ever found to a magic pill. Cross my heart and hope to die, hand on my Bible. Like this, oh my God, could be it for you if you struggle with that too. That's why I wanted to share this with you. So thank you so much for watching. And if you do try it, let me know. Let me know how it works for you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.